So when you're looking for a job, there's online job postings. You get like Career Builder, Monster Jobs, online newspapers. Don't use Craigslist. Just don't. There's too many scams on Craigslist. There's very few legitimate off. Yeah, there's other ones like Indeed. There's Simply Hired. I mean, there's a lot of those. Um, Online newspapers, Orlando Sentinel, or if you're like New York Times, those kind of places. But those are locality based. You also have there's actual employment agencies, both temp agencies and full employment agencies. Some do charge a fee. Temp agencies do not charge a fee, and they will do temp to hire. So you get a job as a temp, and then if the company likes you, they keep you, kind of thing. It's sort of like a extended interview, basically. But also temp agencies can be your job. You can work for a temp agency where you end up just working at a bunch of different places all the time. So those are jobs. And then the school has a career center. The college does. It's over by the library. But most college campuses have career centers where they have job listings. And then also the actual company that you want to work for's website. So for example, when I was looking for teaching jobs when I relocated back here, I didn't go on, any of those websites. I went to Seminole County Public Schools website. I went to this Seminole State College website. I went to Orange County Public Schools website, like the actual company that I wanted to work for. So if you know you want to work for, I don't know, for example, Wells Fargo, you go to their actual website and search their job postings. Like if there's a specific company that you know you'd like to try to work for. If you are looking at ads online, this means it's an agency, which means it's an employment agency that's trying to fill the position, or the company is going through an employment agency, which means there could be associated fees. So you want to find out before you pursue it. Just call and ask. This is a position for an assistant, not assorted. This one requires bilingual. This one requires computer literacy. Basically, when it says computer literate, it doesn't mean can you program the things. It means can you run Microsoft Office? Can you use the internet? Do you know how to use email? General stuff, not like crazy programming stuff. This one is email your resume. This one requires evenings. So, a lot of times I just ignored any of those jobs because I have a kid. Yeah, experience required. Fee paid, this one is the company pays the fee. So it might be in an agency fee. There may be an agency fee, but then the company is paying the fee because they're trying to find somebody. So that, if you see agency and fee paid, then that's okay because that means you don't have to pay anything. This one's full-time. Stuff. Okay, so yeah, it is good. I don't know why it's there, but good. K is 1,000. So, usually associated with this salary. You have part-time. This one's nice. Paid vacation. This one is required, and it could be after anything. Experience required, transportation required, like your own car required, like if it's a delivery position or something. Bilingual required, just a certification required, anything like that. This is a maximum pay. So for example, an M is, it'll say like 250,000 M per year, which is a 50,000 max, which means that the person with the most experience in that position would make the maximum. But if you don't have a lot of experience, you'd make less than that. And then the W is with. We talked about this a little bit. An employment agency is a company that connects employers with employees. There are different types. We can have temporary or permanent. They charge fees. And some of them charge the employer and some of them charge the employee. Now, a temp agency always charges the employer. They charge the company. And the way the temp agency works is, let's say you get a job at a temp agency and you get an assignment that pays you $9 an hour. The company is probably paying the temp agency $11 an hour for that same. That's how they get paid, because the temp agency pays you. So the company pays the temp agency $11 an hour that you're working there, and then the temp agency will pay you like $9 an hour. But it's still good because you don't have to pay to have the job. Fee paid is when the employer pays the fee. And that's the best. If you're going to go through an agency, you want one where the employer is paying the fee most likely. Although, again, if you're going for like a high-end job, the employment agency makes more money based on the salary they get you. So if you're going for like a higher salaried job, then it's worth it to go pay for an agency because they're going to try to find you the highest salary because then they make the most money. Okay, a resume. Your resume is the document that outlines your experience, your education, your skill set, desired position that you're looking for, and that you submit it to be considered for the available jobs. A resume should be 1 to 2 pages only. Ideally, you want to try to get it on 1 page if possible. A resume is for them to look at quickly. Okay. It also has your contact information, and we're going to go over resume writing a little bit in this chapter, not a whole lot, but we'll go over enough to get you started. When you get the new job, you fill out your W-4, which is the employer's withholding allowance certificate, which tells them how much money to hold back to pay your taxes, your income tax, and it's based on your filing status and number of dependents. Claim less than you are able to. Okay, so for example, I'm head of household. I have 1 child that I claim. I'm allowed to claim 1 for me, 1 for him, 1 for head of household, and then like 1 for something else. So I'm like allowed to claim 4 or 5 on my W-4. Legally, I'm allowed to claim that many. If I do that, I will owe taxes at the end of the year. Because they won't take out as much out of my check, so I could end up owing at the end of the year. So I claim 0. They take more out of my check, but then I get it all back at the end of the year. If you claim less than you're allowed to, you should always get a return and not have to owe money. And you don't want to owe money at the end of the year because you don't want some like sudden tax bill that you have due in April and you don't have, the $2,000 to pay it or something. So it's better to go ahead and have them take more out of your check now than to owe it later. And that doesn't mean you have to claim zero. Well, if you're single, you should claim zero. If you're single and have no dependents, claim zero. But claim at least one or two less than you're allowed to. Benefits offered by some companies, not all companies, but it's considered compensation in addition to your paycheck, and that includes things like insurance, health insurance, dental, vision, disability insurance, things like that. Bonus structures, child care. Some places offer child care. Paid days off work. Some places offer health club memberships. Some places offer stock options. I mean, just retirement accounts, just basically all kinds of stuff. Those are all benefits. And those are considered to be kind of extra pay. Julianne found a job on the classified ads that pays a yearly salary of $41K. What is her weekly salary? Well, first we need to know that $41K means 41,000. And then we need to take 41,000 and we need to divide it by 52 weeks. And that is going to be about $788.46 per week. Karen found a job with an annual salary of $67.3K, which is 67,300. The decimal goes where the comma goes. So if you see that point, whatever, it's where the comma is. Divided by 12, because it's monthly. And that is 5,608.33. Now this is before taxes.
Right.
Yeah, don't forget that. This is also before taxes. Also before any other things that come out of her paycheck, like retirement contributions or her part of insurance, yeah, things like that. So this is her gross. Yeah, this is called the gross. And I don't know why people quit. All right. Job pays $395 a week, but it's through an employment agency, and the fee is 20% of the first 4 weeks' pay. So first we have to find out the first 4 weeks' pay. So do $395 times 4. Okay, so he's going to make $1,580 in those first 4 weeks, and then of that he has to pay 20%. So we multiply that by 0.2. So the fee is $316. So almost a week's pay. Okay, so we're going to print a resume, and Jane's printing charges $29.95 to print 200 copies, and each additional set of 100 copies is $14. Pete needs 77 copies, and there's 39 cents per copy. So should he buy, I should say the 200 actually. Yeah. All right, so should he buy 77 copies or should he get the 200 copies at the bulk prices? So they're 39 cents each, so 77 times 39 cents is going to give us $30.03. Or he can get 200 for $29.95. Should he buy the 200 copies for the $20.95, or should he just buy the 77 he thinks he needs? This is a judgment call right now. No, I don't have to. I'm looking at the total price here. 77 for $30.03 or 200 for $29.95. Yeah, you should do the 200. First of all, they're cheaper overall by 8 cents. They're cheaper individually. And what if it turns out you need more than 77? Let's say you send out those 77 resumes and you don't get the job you want. Then you're really looking at a lot more money. Yes, 8 cents is not that much difference, but if you have to then go back and print another 50 or 100 resumes, it's going to cost you twice as much money. So it's better to go ahead and get more and just have them in case you need them. Sorry, I skipped this one. All right, this is called a piecewise function. And a piecewise function on a graph, this particular graph would look like this. You'd have some line, so here's 56. You'd have some line that's going across from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, until we get to 4. And then at 4, it starts to go up. Okay, and the reason it has to be in pieces is because it has two different behaviors. Okay, you're not going to have to write a piece line function. You just need to know how to interpret a piece line function. So what this tells me is the add up to 4 lines is $56. And the reason it's up to 4 lines is because of this less than and equal. So that includes 4 lines. That's what this first part tells me, because there's only just the 56 there. Does that make sense so far? Then if we look at the second part, see this right here? If it's greater than 4, it takes the initial $56 for the first 4 lines, and then if you've got 5 lines, it adds $6. If you have 6 lines, it adds $12, because you'd have 6 minus 4, which is 2 times 6. So this is $6 per line over 4. So that's how you interpret one of these. So this is your base price and how many lines that includes, and then this is the cost per line. So we want to look at a 12-line ad. The first 4 lines is $56, and then it's $6 per line for all the lines over 4. Well, you're getting 12 lines, that's 8 extra lines, so 8 times 6, so $48 more dollars, and then you're looking at $104 for that ad. We've got this online engine charges different prices depending on how many jobs you post. So if you only put one ad, they're $3.95 each. If you put 5 to 20 different ads, they're $3.20 each. If so there's different amounts of ads. So if you post 4 jobs versus 1 job, we want to find the percent savings, okay? And so percent change is the same as the percent saved, is new minus old divided by old. Okay, 4 jobs is $350, that's the new. 1 job was $395. So we're going to do $350 minus $395 over $395. So that's negative 45 over 395. And then I need to do that division. And I get negative 0.1139, which is a savings of 11.4%. If I did 25 jobs, I'm down in this range where they're 265 each. So this was 4 jobs. And down here will be 25 jobs. So instead of being 350, they're now 265. So I'll still do 265 minus 395. That's that original 1 job each kind of thing.
You get 25 jobs?
Here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. So when I do 265 minus 395, I'm saving $130 each, which is giving me a negative 0.3291, which is a savings of 32.9%.